The Academy is a very weird, interesting, stressful place that you somehow enjoy, but you hate it at the same time. What's up everybody, it's WildBlueYonder, and today I got a video for you guys. As you guys know, I've been gone for probably about 4 or 5 months now, and that's because I've been at USAFA. I've been at the Air Force Academy. It's been pretty busy, and I just don't have time to make videos like I used to. However, I do have time now during my Christmas break or like the winter break to make some videos, and I can catch you guys up on what's been going on. Now there's a lot I can talk about. I can talk about your day-to-day activities. I can talk to you guys about the traditions that we do at the Air Force Academy. I can talk to you about the education part, the physical part, the military part. There's lots of different components to the Air Force Academy that really aren't talked about on a lot of different websites and especially on YouTube. So I'm definitely going to make a couple videos about those subjects. Now those are very broad subjects that I can't really put into one video. So this first video, I'm just going to explain what the heck the Air Force Academy is for anybody who's living under a rock, who might be maybe from a different country, doesn't know but wants to know more information about it. You'd be surprised. I actually met a subscriber that came from Africa, and she told me that she watched my videos, and that like blew my mind. I had no idea I would have viewers from a different country like that, and they would actually come to the Air Force Academy. So that's great, and hopefully this video can help out some people who are overseas or stateside. The Air Force Academy is one of 5 different service academies. Now there's different ones like VMI, you also have like the Citadel, so there's other types of military academies, but there are 5 that are kind of like the main ones. So they have the Air Force Academy, which obviously you would commission into the Air Force. You have the Army, which is called the Military Academy, the United States Military Academy. You have the Navy and the Marine Corps, which is through the Naval Academy. And then you have the Merchant Marines and the Coast Guard Academy. Now, just because you go to a certain military academy doesn't mean that you have to commission directly into that branch. So say you go to the Air Force Academy, that doesn't mean that when you graduate, you have to go into the Air Force. You can cross-commission into any different branch. Now, most people will just commission into whatever branch they've been like learning and getting to know for 4 years, because it would kind of be a waste to spend 4 years learning Air Force nomenclature, jargon, all the drill and ceremonies, and then just switched over to the Marine Corps, and it's a completely different world. Now let me explain what a commissioned officer is. The entire military is broken up into 2 different ranking structures. So you have the enlisted structure, which mostly focuses on kind of like hands-on work, a lot of like supervisory roles, a lot of sort of like implementing policies and things like that. And then you have officers, which are put into commands to sort of carry out the missions at whatever base that you're at, and they just have a different role. They're more of a boss. I just wanted to make that clear because some people just don't know the difference between the 2. So if you go to a service academy, after 4 years you graduate and you become a commissioned officer. It's a very tough selection process. It's about 10 to 12% of applicants get accepted into the Air Force Academy. And of those applicants, you have to apply to become an applicant. So it's extremely competitive. You have to put in an application to become an applicant, and then continue that application for about a year before you just have your hat in the ring, just to possibly be selected as one of the 10%. The cadet wing, which comprises of all the cadets at the Air Force Academy, is made up of about 4,000 people, 4,000 to 4,500. Now at all times, you're going to be under pressure. It's a very high stress environment. They're going to be pulling you in different directions. There's always going to be things for you to do, and you're going to have to just constantly juggle and maintain everything at once. Number 1, your academics. Your academics are very important. If your GPA falls below a 2.0, you get put on academic probation, and you can very easily be kicked out of the Air Force Academy based on academics alone. You could be a stud, you could be physically in shape, you could be a great leader, you could be anything, but you know, if your academics are falling, it's a school. Like, they're not going to be able to keep you. So academics are very important. Number 2 is going to be your physical fitness. You're going to have the AFT, which is like the aerobic fitness test, and the PFT, which is the physical fitness test. Now the AFT is a 1.5 mile run, and that's it. It's just the run. Now the PFT is a lot more strenuous, in my opinion, than the AFT. The PFT is pull-ups. Then you're going to do a long jump, sit-ups, push-ups, and then a 600-meter run. And what's so hard about the PFT is just right after another. So you just start one, and as soon as you're done, you go to the next one. There's really not a lot of time to rest. So if you fail the AFT or the PFT, or your physical fitness GPA falls below, I think it's a 2.0, then you'll be put on recondo, which is reconditioning. And that's just more kind of like, it's actually a good program, but it's just more on your plate. Like if you can handle your fitness on your own, that's gonna be a much better situation for you. If you guys are interested in the max scores that you can get on the AFT and the PFT, the link is in the description down below. So that's academics and physically fit. Next is your military performance. This is going to be whatever role you have. As a freshman, you won't really have a role, a leadership role. It's more of just learning like personal leadership, personal development, discipline, grit. That's the whole purpose of the freshman year, is to develop those skills. However, you will still get what's called an MPA, a military point average. I'm not sure if that's what it stands for, but it's like your GPA for your military performance. This is going to be focused more so on your volunteer efforts, on how well you do on your knowledge tests, which is a whole different subject, but you'll have to take tests every week on the contrails and just different quotes and things like that. And that's just more on your plate as a freshman. How well you do in your inspections, your uniform inspections, your room inspections, all of that kind of goes into your MPA. As you become a sophomore, junior, senior, now it's gonna focus more on your job. So you're gonna be given a job that kind of reflects what it's like in the real Air Force. So you might be a squadron commander, group commander, wing commander, or you might be like a safety officer, something like that. And then you'll be graded on how well you do at that role. So you have your academics, your physical fitness, your military performance, and last and arguably the most important is your character development. They care a lot at the Air Force Academy about your character development. And you would think like, oh, like if you're going to the military academy, you want to just be tough, you want to like have like good strategic thinking and just like, you know, boots on the ground. But the Air Force just has a different culture where that is still important, but they really want to focus more on developing leaders of character. That's literally the mission of the Air Force Academy, is to develop leaders of character in service to our nation. And what that means is you have to follow what's called the honor code. And the honor code is, I will not lie, steal, or cheat, nor tolerate among us anyone who does. And that is held above so much more. You can fail 3 classes, but if you didn't cheat, they would still keep you. Like they would try. If that's like your first semester at the academy and you like failed a class, let's say that, and you know you're trying and you didn't cheat, you didn't steal, like nothing, you're trying. Like you went to tutoring, but they see that you're trying, they'll keep you. But if you're passing all your classes and they found out, oh well, you cheated on this test, you're automatically up to be disenrolled. Automatically. If you break the honor code at all, you're automatically up for disenrollment. So they don't mess around at all. Now, of course, everybody who breaks the honor code doesn't get kicked out. You can always be, you know, I guess rehabilitated, if that's the right word. Like they can work with you. If you say, okay, well I cheated, and like you admit it right up front, and you're just sort of like, all right, like where can we go from here? They say, okay, well you're a freshman. We understand it's difficult. We're gonna put you on honor probation, but we'll keep you. So that's kind of the culture. I want to kind of tell you guys about the culture at the academy. They really care about the honor code more than anything. The academy is a very weird, interesting, stressful place that you somehow enjoy, but you hate it at the same time. There's so many traditions and just like things that you'll do that you'll never do at a civilian college. The Air Force Academy and a civilian college. There's pros and cons, and that's a completely different subject. Personally, the people at the Air Force Academy is what keeps me going. Since the prep school, now at the academy, my same network of friends is the only reason I'm still there. I could easily drop out, go back enlisted, go back to having a house, go back to having my own car, decent pay, extra money in my pocket, and have a decent life, be happier, and you know, go about my business. I could still get my bachelor's degree in 3 years. I already have an associate, so it would only take 2-3 years to get that, and commission on my own. But just being here and witnessing the friends that you will have, and I guarantee you will have friends for life just by coming to this school. It's just, you can't explain it. Whereas if you go to a civilian college, you'll make some friends, but as soon as you leave after graduation, you might not ever see them again. You might not ever talk to them again. It's just like high school. You might okay, maybe people in your frat or your sorority, you might link up with them. You might see them for like your graduation anniversaries. But if you just run into somebody you've never met before, but you see that ring on their finger that says that they're from the academy, there's an instant bond there. For example, for Christmas break, I was in the airport, I was heading home. I was just sitting in the airport with my blues on. Another subject, you have to wear your blues anytime you leave base. That's just a part of the Air Force Academy. Anyways, I was going home, and it's kind of a tradition that we just wear our service blues home. I'm sitting in the terminal, I got my blues on. The pilot of the plane that we're about to get on walks up to me, shakes my hand and said, "Oh, I see that we got another zoo mate here." And that's just another term that you use to kind of reference people. Like, we call the Air Force Academy the Big Zoo or the Big Glorious Zoo. It's kind of wild. We're the exhibit, we're the animals. And there's lots of civilians and people or grads who will come up, and there's like a big, sort of like a balcony that's like around the chapel, and people will stand up there and they'll just watch us. And it's like a zoo almost. Anyways, this pilot graduated of '92 before I was even born, never met me before. I never met him before, but he sees my uniform, I see the ring on his finger, and there's an instant bond there. So just things like that. Like if I graduated from Bowie State University in Maryland, and, you know, my pilot just happened to be from Bowie State, I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't even know, probably. Like, there would be no connection there. In conclusion, the Air Force Academy is a 4-year program. At the end of it, you graduate, you become an officer. It's a very long, stressful process from the time you start applying until the time you toss your hat up in the air after graduation. I didn't even mention that it's free. It's 100% free, and you get paid to go. I feel like I'm missing something, and if there's any cadets that are watching this video, if you want to add on to this video, please leave it down in the comment box below if there's just some broad things that I just totally missed in this video. But I will be making, as I said, more specific videos about the tiny little nuances that go on at the Air Force Academy. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.